Hey, welcome everybody to this week's edition of Meta Market Weekly. My name is Justin, and I'm here along with my co host, Fernando. We've got an action packed show today. We're going to talk meta, and we are also going to talk economy and the continued super bubble that we're in that seems to be popped and on its way down to nothing. Hey, Fernando, how are you doing?
Hey Justin, I'm doing great. Thank you for the introduction. As always, I'm very happy to be here. Today, as usual, I'm gonna start talking a little bit about the price movement of the crypto market. After that, we're gonna talk about other topics, especially about the Meta One coin and the direction that it's heading. So yeah, let's give it a go. Here I have my Bitcoin chart against the US dollar. And as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, I'm still bearish. I still think that the market is gonna go down. And I've been expecting a smart short squeeze for the last couple of weeks, but the ranging of Bitcoin has been here between 20K and 18K. Not a lot of movement, but I'm finally starting to see a little support on the way up here. And yeah, like I said previously on the previous podcast, I'm expecting a short squeeze to this area all the way to the golden pocket. This is a golden pocket between 65 and 31%. We already touched again for the third time the 38% level, and we got a tiny rejection, but I think that this time is gonna come through all the way here to the golden pocket. And then it is the time that I've been waiting for. We're gonna start going all the way down, and I'm expecting that to happen in the next couple of weeks. I know for sure it's gonna happen right now in October, because like I've said previously, there is a lot of negative stuff going on the market worldwide. There's an energy crisis. There's not a lot of jobs, there's inflation, there's a lot going on. uh but on the bright side, I think that we've been very negative about the market lately, and when the reason why is because there's not a lot of good stuff to talk about. But lately I've been seeing also positive stuff on the cryptocurrency market. I just found out that Bitcoin's hash rate is at an all-time high, so that is bullish. Also, I read the other day an article that Visa and Mastercard, they're going to start serving about 90 million stores worldwide, to accept cryptocurrencies. So
Yeah.
there's positive stuff going on the cryptocurrency market. But before we can see that positive sentiment reflected, we need to touch the bottom. And I know we haven't touched the bottom because all the big institutions like BlackRock and Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, they didn't buy Bitcoin at a good price. When people were telling them to buy Bitcoin, they were like, oh, Bitcoin is rat poison and blah, blah, blah. So they didn't buy at a good price. So I know, since I know how markets work, and how they manipulate the market. And I can tell you that right now, the biggest crypto whales are pushing the price downwards in order for the big institutions to come in. So they're just waiting for the final push. The institutions, BlackRock and all those guys, are waiting for the final push downwards, and then they're gonna get in. And for those of you wondering, like, why would the whales want to push the price down or whatever, the reason why is they make money, either direction that the price of movement of Bitcoin goes. So if Bitcoin goes up, they make money. If Bitcoin goes down, they make money. It doesn't matter which direction the market is moving. They're always making money because they're betting on futures, and they're accumulating and all that good stuff. So that's the reason why, even if the market's going down, they're betting for the market to go down so they can accumulate and they can bet against the market. So Yeah, pretty much like I said, we can expect the market to keep moving downwards in the next couple of weeks, not just for cryptocurrencies, also for the S&P 500 and the traditional stock market. We can see that we had a tiny bounce here, but it's the same as before. It's just a short squeeze. It's gonna keep moving downwards. And yeah, with that said, I want to talk a little bit further about Meta One Coin. As you can see, we've been dancing between 380 and 364 for the last couple of weeks, which this is I mean, if you ask me, this is great. I mean, there's not a lot of price movement. We haven't reached new heights lately, but that's not necessarily something bad, because I mean, if you ask me, what do you prefer for Meta One to serve its purpose, being a stable coin and being, yeah, I mean, not being volatile, or swinging between 70K and 20K, and
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's crazy, right? I mean,
Yes.
maybe Meta One's not doing that. Maybe it's not reaching new heights right now, but it will soon enough.
Yep.
And right now, it's as stable as ever. So if you ask me, that's what I want my money to do, to be stable, not
Yep.
being volatile all the time, like Bitcoin or Ethereum or other cryptocurrencies. So
Hmm.
this is a great thing. And yeah, like I was saying, I mean, the price movement is gonna be here eventually. People are gonna start adopting Meta One Coin further. And we have a lot of interesting updates coming in a couple of weeks or months. If we go to our roadmap on our website, we can see that in October we're gonna be adding a lot of new features to Meta One, as well in November, December. But the one that I want to focus my attention on, the one that makes me more excited, is the launch of the wrapped Meta One token. And
Yep.
for those of you who are not familiar with that, the wrapped Meta One token is going to be the same Meta One token on our Meta One blockchain, but it's going to be able to be used on the Binance Smart Chain, on their blockchain. And what this means is that now the Meta One coin is not only going to be on our chain, but it's going to be also in the chain from Binance. So let me give you a quick example. Imagine that you have I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with gaming consoles like Xbox and PlayStation. So imagine that you have a game that is only for Xbox and you cannot play it on PlayStation. But now, after this upgrade, you're going to be able to play it on PlayStation as well. So we're going to be able to play with the Meta One coin on the Binance Smart Chain. After this upgrade is going to happen most likely by the end of this month, if nothing goes wrong. If not, maybe by early November, mid-November. But I'm hoping that it's going to happen, by the end of October. And this is very interesting because since we're going to be able to operate on the Binance Smart Chain, we're going to be able to interact with Binance protocols. We're going to be, we're going to be able to use the Meta One coin to interact with pools and yield and staking and all that good stuff. Not from our platform. Our platform's not going to offer that yet, but you maybe on Pancake Swap or a different protocol where you can that has DeFi enabled. So that's pretty cool if you ask me. And the coolest feature that's going to be available from our interaction with the Binance Smart Chain is that since the Meta One token is going to be available on the Binance Smart Chain, you're going to be able to use your Meta One coins with a hardware wallet. So it was not possible before, but now if you have the wrapped version of the Meta One token on the Binance Smart Chain, you're going to be able to use your hardware wallet and store your coins there. So for me, the best hardware wallet available out there is the Ledger cryptocurrency wallet. I don't know. What do you think, Justin? Do you own a hardware wallet? Do you think there's a better one?
Oh no, I use Ledger. I think Ledger
Yeah,
is the best one out there. It's yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing else that's better than it.
I agree. I mean, there's other hardware wallets, but I mean, so easy to forget because they're not Ledger. If I try to remember, I think the nearest competitor to Ledger is Trezor, or I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. But I mean,
Yeah.
Ledger's a good one here. I mean, it's that they're making the best hardware wallets. And for those of you not familiar with the Ledger hardware wallet, you can go to their website, which is ledger.com, and you can go to the product section, and you can see that they have their Ledger Nano S Plus. They also have the Ledger Nano X. And yeah, I mean, if you already have more than $1,000 worth of crypto, I mean, why wouldn't you get a hardware wallet? Why risk
Mhm.
getting hacked, or whatever could go wrong, and just buy a Ledger wallet? I mean, the cheapest one is like $79. This one, the S Plus, is the cheapest one and is going for $79. And
Yep.
then you have the other one, the Nano X. I personally have both, and I can tell you that the Nano X is way better. And the
Mhm.
reason why is because the S Plus can only hold like 5 blockchains. And after that, if you want to use a new blockchain, you got to delete an old one. And yeah, so you can only have like Bitcoin, Cardano, Binance Chain. And after you have a few, you have to delete
Yep.
some blockchain in your ledger in order to be able to add more or different blockchains. And the Nano X can hold up to, I think, like 100. Let me see if I can find that information here.
It's definitely
No.
a lot. I know that it has.
Yeah. Well, here it
And
says
also,
5,500 plus, but it could be coins within the same blockchain.
yeah, I think that's yeah, I think that's it's I know that the up to 100 apps, so that might be
Yeah.
what it is. But yeah, no, I agree that the Ledger X is awesome. And yeah, we definitely have plans in the future too to make to see Ledger to support native Meta 1 as well. So that's definitely something that we're going to look towards and work towards in the future for sure. Once we get past this exciting launch, I'm calling it version 1 of our platform this fall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff going on for Meta One. People, have patience. Meta One is gonna be amazing. We're building incredible stuff.
yep.
But Rome wasn't built in one day, in not even in 2 days or a week. It took a long time to build Rome, and that's what
Yep.
we're doing. We're building the Rome of cryptocurrencies, of blockchain, but it's gonna take a while. So just be
Yep.
patient, and you're gonna see that the end product is gonna be amazing. And yeah, so Ledger, I mean, it's a go for you guys that have a lot of money. Buy a Ledger hardware wallet, and it's pretty cool. It also has its own app that you can download to your phone and to your computer, and it's super easy to use. You know how blockchain is not so easy to use right now? Well, Ledger created an app that makes all the blockchains and all the coins and all that good stuff very easy and simple to use. So it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. You can hold coins, you can hold NFTs. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, if you're already thinking of making the change from fiat to blockchain, get one of these. I don't want you to get hacked, and I don't want you to go through hard times just because you didn't want to spend $79 on something that's gonna make your whole network be safe. So definitely, I would tell you to get your hardware wallet. And in other news, I wanted to go real quick, share with you a news that happened a couple of days ago. So Russia is going to allow international trade in Bitcoin crypto for any industry. So this is very bullish news
Yeah, it's
because
huge.
yeah, I mean Russia. I mean even Russia's at war right now. Russia is one of the biggest countries in the planet, and one of the biggest countries in the planet just said that it's going to accept Bitcoin. So that's amazing news. And yeah, also wanted to,
It's amazing news too because Russia has really taken an anti-crypto stance for quite a long time. And this is a really big light at the end of the tunnel because Russia is a massive country. There's a lot of people there. Some of the best blockchain developers come from Russia, and
yeah.
it's a doorway, I really think, because once you start with international trade, that means that there is hope for retail trade, and there's hope for bigger stuff. Because at the end of the day, I mean, really, if you think about it, it doesn't matter what a state does because blockchain is unstoppable. But it's always nice when the state supports crypto
Yeah,
because when it does, it flourishes more and everyone can just do their thing. So I think that's really exciting news.
I agree with you. You know, adoption is always good. Is good for the industry. Is good for the price. And yeah, so we're having a lot of adoption. Like I was saying previously, it's all not just negative news. There is good stuff going on. But
Yeah.
like I've been saying, I feel like the price of crypto and many assets has to go down a little further before it starts going up again. And in another news that it's related to blockchain and all that, the UN is telling the Fed to stop increasing interest rates. So pretty much everyone, you know, all governments, all countries, whatever, they're starting to realize that our economy is failing. So whatever we're doing right now, whatever the Fed and the IMF and all those guys who control the money are doing is not working. And this is one of the main reasons that I think that Russia is starting to look for Plan B, and other countries like El Salvador, Argentina, and a lot of other countries are starting to look for a Plan B because everyone's starting to realize that the economy is not working right now. The economy is failing hard, and the government is saying that, oh, everything's under control and don't worry and all that good stuff, but we know that it's not under control, so we have to be prepared. We have to be
Yep.
prepared for a worst case scenario that I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, that's why we have to start accepting blockchain and crypto. I had a here a statistic saying, if you had $100,000 worth of US dollars, how much would it be worth right now? But I don't think I have it with me. Maybe next time, maybe next podcast, I'll show you guys that statistic. But now I want to show you really quick a short video of this person that's amazing. She's super smart and she knows a lot about cryptocurrency. Her name is Leia Helpern, and in this tiny clip, she's talking about what's going to happen if the banks release their CBDC, which is very bad for everyone. Well, except for them, but for everyone else, it's terrible. So let me go ahead and click play.
Because it is digital, it means the money can be programmed to be spent in any way in which the central bank or the government decides. So one of my particular concerns is the World Economic Forum, because they're talking about implementing a carbon allowance. Now, this means each individual will be given a certain amount of, whether it's credit or whatever it is, carbon that they are allowed to emit. And how do they implement that? Through a central bank digital currency. So if I buy too many plane tickets, or if I buy too much meat, because those things are all supposedly very bad for the environment, my money when I go to fill up my car could then be declined. So now they're literally controlling what we can and can't do with our money. It's also important to realize that the money can expire. So during times of economic uncertainty, central banks love to print lots and lots of money, which causes inflation. But we could get to a point where they say, instead of printing money, you have to spend at least 10% of your savings in the next 3 months. If you don't spend that money in the next 3 months, then that money is going to expire. And if you can't save money, well, then you can't build long-lasting generational wealth.
There you go. Everything she just said, that's exactly what the government and the Fed, they're trying to do with your money once they once the CBDC is out there. So it's super bad for all of us regular people. they're gonna program our money to be a weapon against us, and we should not tolerate this. So I mean,
Yeah.
please, everyone, if you're not familiar with CBDCs, educate yourself, learn about the topic so you realize that this is a no-go, and that they're gonna end our freedom and our purchasing power, and it's gonna be hell if you allow this to happen. So if you want to know more about CBDCs and all that stuff, I would recommend you to follow Leia. Her Twitter handle is Leia with an H and then another H, Halpern. She's amazing. She knows a lot about Bitcoin and blockchain. He has a lot of videos here, and I know she can explain it even better than I can. So give her a follow. She's amazing.
Yeah, we'll put her handle in the description. You can also check out our episode a few weeks ago about CBDCs, and it's really important to start educating yourself, educating your family, talking about it with your friends and family, because this is not something that is some far off distant idea. This is something that is happening now, today, and we need to focus on this because this is one of the biggest biggest restrictions of freedom I think I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's insane. And just like she's talking about, I mean, that is a nightmare scenario, having a carbon allowance and, you know, being penalized if you eat too many steaks in a week. Insane. But anyways, really good info. And yeah, that she is amazing, and she's got a lot of great information as well. And we're going to continue to talk about this on this show, because it's something that's very important that we all need to be paying attention to right now.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And yeah, I mean, on my end, that's all I have for today's podcast. I think you wanted to talk about some other stuff, Justin.
Yeah. Well, you know, I just kind of wanted to bring up, you know, kind of what you were talking about before, you know, with this situation that we're in with the economy. And you know, it's interesting that the UN is kind of pointing in the direction of telling the Fed to stop quantitative tightening, you know. But you know, the thing is that they don't really have a solution to this problem either, because the other option that they're going to go to if they don't do quantitative tightening is going to do quantitative easing, which is just going to create more of an inflationary stagflation situation. So
Yeah.
you know, we really have a point in time right now where there needs to be a fundamental change. And I just think what's important for everybody right now is to really pay attention to this, really pay attention to what you're doing with your money, where you're putting it, who you're trusting it with, et cetera, et cetera. Because you don't want to get caught with your pants down like a lot of people did in 2000 or 2008.
Yep.
And you know what, I saw this article on Zero Hedge that I have on the screen right now, called Super Bubble's Final Act, or is it different this time? And this was a very interesting article to me. It's written by a gentleman called Lance Roberts over at the Epoch Times, and it talks a little bit about basically super bubbles. We've only really seen in modern history, we've only seen a few different super bubbles. The earliest one was the Depression, in 22, 23, something like that, and 2000, and then 2008, and then now we're in another, at least I think we're in another super bubble. And you know, this is what I really thought was very interesting in this article was sort of the three stages of a bear market, where we have an initial deterioration stage where we start to sort of slowly decline. That second stage is basically a strong rebound where we basically recover more than 50% of our losses, which I think is the sort of the stage that we're in now. And then the third stage is sort of this massive fundamental crash. And this chart that they have in this article is really interesting, because this basically shows the bear market of 2000, the dot-com bubble, and 2008. So 2000 is the orange line, 2008 is the blue line, and then we see the black line, which is 2022. Now, Doesn't that don't those charts look very, very, very similar?
Yeah.
So obviously we're kind of going in that same direction. And I just thought this was really fascinating to look at because you can just see that history is repeating itself. And honestly, from my perspective, I really think that this is 30 years in the making. This is just what's happened is the can has been kicked down the road over and over and over again, and now we're finally at a point where the entire global market and the credit market is over leveraged, everything is over leveraged, and we're at a point where something has to change. Like there needs to be a correction, a massive adjustment, and it's here. So I just wanted to share that with everybody because I thought that it was really interesting, and I find these things fascinating, kind of looking at
Yeah.
history and how it repeats itself, and how we are really in the midst of that. And just encourage everybody to do your own research, make your own decisions, and just be educated, because you just don't want to be caught in a bad situation, because something is going to happen. I think everyone knows that. And it's here. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to chat about today. And for all of those Meta members, we have our monthly meeting this Sunday, so we'll see you all there. I'm excited about that, to provide updates and information. And yeah, like you said, Fernando, the future is bright for crypto. That's the beautiful part, is the
Yeah.
centralized financial system can do whatever it wants. It can crash, burn, light itself on fire, whatever it wants to do. But crypto is has a really bright future. We are in the golden age, and really have just not even cracked the surface of what it can do. I was just reading about blockchain based a new app that actually a member sent me an email about, that is a blockchain based messaging app, and it's really freaking cool,
Yeah.
using internet file protocol system to transfer files over blockchain. It can do video calls, it can do audio calls, it can do chat, and it's all on a blockchain, which is probably the most secure messaging system you possibly can get. The only thing I don't like about that one is that it's not open source. So, but it's very cool technology, and there's so many other things I see on the horizon. I was doing some research on blockchain based voting systems the other day. Also, I've heard about this startup company that's starting a basically it's like a food quality blockchain. So how it would work is you could basically go on a Explorer and look up a certain company and actually see the steps that, let's say, your piece of steak went through, from where it was, where the cow grew up, what did the cow eat,
Wow.
how was the cow treated, where was it butchered, where did it go to after that, et cetera, et cetera. And you could actually see that. And I thought that was really cool because I'm all about
Yeah.
healthy eating. And I was just like, wow, this is really amazing, and provides transparency to food supply chains that I don't think we've ever seen before. So it's just so cool. It's so exciting to think about and to talk about.
Absolutely. I think blockchain's already changing the world. And in the
Yeah.
near future, we're going to see a very different world, a much better place, more transparent. And I mean, that's what we're building here. That's why we're
Yep.
here. That's why we're at this podcast. That's
Yep.
why Meta One exists. And that's
Yeah.
why that's why we're fighting for freedom.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So um yeah, I think that it's going to be a short one today. You guys probably will enjoy that, since we're usually going way over time
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time that
yeah.
we do one of these. But I hope that everyone who listens just gets something new out of what we share. Again, please like, subscribe, comment. It really helps us out. It helps to grow the podcast. It helps to get more education to more people. That's really all we're about, is just making people's lives easier and better by providing information and education. Take what you like, leave the rest. And that's really all I have. Fernando, do you have any closing words?
Just that you click the like button, subscribe, and I hope that you're here next week.
Awesome. Sounds good. Have a great day or great evening wherever you are, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Take care.